The hosts and guests on Everything's Messy podcast are not licensed healthcare professionals. The discussions in our episodes are not personalized medical advice. Always consult a qualified healthcare provider for medical guidance. Never delay seeking professional medical advice or emergency assistance because of our podcast. We encourage consulting with a healthcare professional before making any significant health changes. By listening to our podcast, you agree to the disclaimer. Thank you for listening to Everything's Messy. Hey, welcome to Everything's Messy podcast, where we celebrate the beautiful but messy life experiences that most, if not all, people go through. Get ready to embark on an exciting journey through the raw and unfiltered stories of everyday people. Here, we dive into messy realities of life, from making messy mistakes to triumphs and everything in between. Are you sensing a theme? That's right, it's messy. But this just isn't about the mess. It's about finding strength and resilience in the midst of it all. We'll explore how health, fitness, and wellness play a crucial role in navigating life's twists and very messy turns. And we'll challenge conventional systems, because sometimes the most unconventional paths lead to the greatest discoveries. Join us as we embrace the messy, beautiful, and endlessly fascinating stories. Each episode is a testament to the power of our messy journeys and the beauty that emerges from the mess. So grab your favorite beverage, coffee, sparkling water, whatever it may be, and prepare to be inspired. Are you ready? Let's get messy. What is happening, my messy warriors? I am your host, Sarah, back with another episode of Everything's Messy podcast. I have an incredible guest today. Such a treat. I have Melissa Locke joining us, Mrs. California, United States, 2025, Bachelor of Arts from Purdue, very formally trained in dancing, runway fashion model, is involved in Fashion Week. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Full disclosure, Melissa and I met at another podcast recording that we were taping, and we just kind of connected, and I'm so grateful that she wanted to come on the show. So welcome, Melissa.
Thank you so much. I am so happy to be here and be a guest on this wonderful podcast.
I'm so happy to have you. It's so interesting. You know, I meet so many different people and just all kinds of walks of life. And this is just another integral facet to that. And I'm just excited to get to talk to you and figure out what you're doing and for you to just take us on your messy journey of what you've done. So to start out, though, I know we were talking before I hit record, kind of bring us back to, I know you had mentioned you're a transplant from the Midwest, and I love that. Kind of take us on that journey of what kind of brings you out to California.
So I went to Purdue University, and then in the mid-90s, I decided after I graduated, I would move to California. So I packed up my Mitsubishi Eclipse, and I drove across country. And where the 10 ends, you can either go right into Santa Monica, or you could go left into Venice. Now, right into Santa Monica was a lot more expensive. You had to have a job already to rent an apartment, right? Naturally. But in Venice, it was a little loose. So I wound up in Venice because I didn't have a job yet. I just had a little bit of cash, a big, huge television in the back of my Mitsubishi Eclipse, naturally, right? Back in the mid-90s. And some clothes. So I wanted to be an actress. So I started off doing extra work and I got my SAG vouchers, my 3 vouchers. I did some stand-in work. I was a featured dancer on that 70s show. I don't know if you remember that.
Sure. Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah. So that's what I started off doing when I came out to California in the mid-90s. So that's kind of the start. I know.
Yeah. So take us back to like into childhood. You're formally trained dancer. So we're talking long hours, strict, discipline for that kind of, performance, right? I mean, there has to be some very regulated things you had to go through. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. Being trained in classical ballet is, it's a discipline. It was very, it was hard work. I was very young. I started off dancing when I was 4. So I had a real affinity for it. I loved it. I was
by choice, or did
good.
parents say, you're going to go take some.
My parents, started me in it, but I loved it. And I had this musicality and I could hear the beat and I felt the music when I danced. I really felt it. So I just continued doing it through high school, through college. I went to some performing arts schools in the summer. And yeah, I mean, I really wanted to become a dancer in my adult life, but I was short and just not quite good enough.
Mm.
That's just the reality. So um, I enjoyed it, but I just couldn't do it professionally because
I
you
think
have
a
to
lot
be
of us,
tall. Yeah,
yeah, I think a lot of us can relate to that whole just not quite, the standard, right? Of what the standard is. Doesn't
right.
mean that we're not good enough.
It's
It's just that
so
standard.
high. It was just too high. And for ballet, you have to be tall. Now,
I didn't know
jazz,
that. I didn't know that.
yeah, now jazz and modern, you can be shorter. So I found myself doing more jazz and modern. I ended up teaching. You can always teach, right? So I ended up teaching here and there as well. So I feel like a dancer, but yet, professionally, I haven't really, ever been paid to dance. So,
That's
mm,
that, but still, that sort of sets you on the trajectory. You have this, discipline. You have sort of all these good habits already built in, or what I'm assuming good habits, sort of this, regimented life that you're having to get up and practice and perform and kind of do all this stuff. And so kind of shifting from that, you go, I want to be an actress. That's usually, I mean, I can see
mm,
dance and acting going together kind of, but they're also two very different
mm-hmm,
things, right?
mm-hmm. Well, I was always very highly sensitive. And as a dancer, you're listening to the music, you're feeling the music the whole time when you're dancing from age 4 to whatever, the teacher, the instructor's always saying, feel the music,
Mm.
feel the beat, right? So you're already a feeling oriented kid, right? And then on top of that, your whole education in dance is feeling the music and being on beat as well. So it was a natural transition for me to be able to feel my feelings, to have,
Mm. I
to
like,
be
yeah,
able
okay.
to really kind of wear your feelings it's right here in your skin. It's very close to you. Does that make sense?
Sure,
i can
sure.
i can drop into my core emotions very easily. It's right here.
Got
So
it.
a lot of people, it's buried, right? But in acting, you learn to access your core emotions quickly. So
Wow.
it was
Okay.
very it was very similar in that.
That's
So
interesting. So, a lot of us, we talk about all of the messy stories and the messiness that happens in our life on this podcast. And one of the things that you had mentioned was, the adversity that you faced was going and trying this whole pageant world, right? I assume you hadn't been in the pageant world before.
yeah.
Um, and so you decide I want to go on this scale. Now, full disclosure, as a kid, I did a small beauty pageant and then I did Miss Rodeo. So I'm a little bit
Oh,
familiar on the kid
okay.
side of it.
Uh-huh.
But when you had said, well, before we hit record and you had said you didn't get anything, like this was your first pageant and you didn't get anything. I think a lot of us can relate to that because it's something, we want, or it's something that sounds like this is where we want to
Mm.
go. And then we're told, nope, you're out. Just kidding. What did you have to dig into as far as emotions and grit and
Mm.
all of it? What did you dig into to go, I'm going to try again?
Right. Yeah. Oh gosh, it's hard, right? Rejection. But I have to manage the amount of rejection that I've gotten in my life being in the industries that I've been in, especially entertainment, right?
I was
So
going to say it's all rejection most of the time, right?
it's all rejection. So they say, you've got to grow a thicker skin, but you know what? I don't know how artists do that. Then we're
Yeah.
not artists anymore.
We're all
So
human. It's going to affect us at some point.
absolutely, right? So you feel your feelings and then you get moving. you get moving, you get motivated from there. So yes, my first pageant, I didn't do very well. It was a big, huge learning curve for me, but I did some coaching for it, and I thought, gosh, I've already come so far. I've already learned so much about pageantry, and I really like how I'm growing. I want to, gosh, I'm going to push it again for myself, you know? It was hard. It's hard. Rejection's hard, right? But so I just decided to do it again
Wow.
against everyone's opinion,
Right.
right? Because
I'm sure everybody
everybody's
had an
got an
opinion.
opinion, and I took it so hard, and all of that. But I tried it one more time, and I actually won
That's
Mrs.
amazing.
California. And the
That's
only
amazing.
reason I won is because I tried it one more time. So if you don't give up, you will eventually win.
Yep.
That's what I've learned. I've
99
learned
no's,
that.
but 100 is the yes. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So you just have to keep at whatever it is that you're doing that you love, your passion, your curiosity, whatever you're curious about, just keep doing it. And
Yeah.
if you don't give up,
Yeah. Yeah.
you'll eventually get there.
So, and I know for me, this was my experience. A lot of times, especially people who are not in the world, they don't understand it. Pageants are misunderstood, right? There's the old stigma back in the 50s and 60s of what it was and sort of what it has kind of come into as far as the camaraderie and the uplifting women and what we're capable of doing and that kind of thing. So when you started this adventure, did you have a platform already that you were trying to showcase? Or was it more just I have to try. I have to just see what it's all about?
Hmm. That's a great question. So God started no longer whispering, but kind of screaming in my ear, give back, do more, help people, right? And so you get busy in life, right? Helping yourself, helping your family,
Sure, sure.
whatever it may be. Acts of service became increasingly more and more important to me in the last 5 years, I would say. So I started volunteering at my church. That's a great start, right? It's a great start. It's called Homeless Lunch Ministry, where we make 600 sack lunches for the unhoused and families in Orange County.
Wow.
So I started doing that. And basically, my curiosity of where do these sack lunches go brought me to Mary's Kitchen Pantry, which is a huge food pantry in Orange County. And then my curiosity again, follow your curiosity, my curiosity again brought me to the streets of Orange County and delivering the sandwiches. So that's where my platform was born. And then it really became my passion because the more acts of service I did, the more I wanted to do.
Wow.
So it that's just how that goes.
I love
So
that. I love that.
it
It became louder
it's
and louder. And I
louder
tell
and
you,
louder.
God has a way, right? That whisper does become louder until he's got you. He says, this
R-
is where we're going.
Right. Yes. You're
And it's
exactly
best
right.
not to fight it.
Yeah, I agree.
No,
I
that's
agree.
amazing. So you're going to start because you now have this sort of purpose that you have found. And so this led you to your first pageant? You wanted to showcase it?
you know, yes and no. So I was asked to be in the let's see, how did that go? Anyways, I joined the pageant, and they're like, "Oh, 25% of the pageant is based on your platform." And I thought, "Oh, I think I have a platform." So, I had my platform. I just needed to build it, right? Expand it, push it. So that's what I did. So my first year that I didn't, do very well, I was just, I was building my platform. But then the second year, you have more time under your belt, and I was just expanding it. So that was good. That was needed,
Yeah.
right? That
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
needed. So you need to become a leader in your platform. So I needed that extra time. So it's
Yeah.
okay.
No,
It's
that's
okay.
okay. And like you
Hmm.
said, you went back and you got that yes. And that opened up all of these completely different windows and doors that you never thought you would go through. So
Right.
talk a little bit about, I'm just curious, with the Mrs. versus Miss, right? I know in the Miss pageant, it's all about getting the scholarships and things like that, or, trying to get, later on sponsorship deals and things like that. As Mrs., okay, first I need to know, are the husbands involved?
Oh,
Are
you
the
know what?
partners involved?
You know what? They're not really involved, but I mean, they can be. There's certainly a lot of guest appearances that I do, and I've done a few parades. And my husband was there. He was driving the car for the Hollywood Christmas parade,
Oh, fun.
and that was incredible. That was a great experience. Um, they're not really involved unless you want to bring them into your events that you're doing.
Okay,
He's gotten more and more involved with my platform, which is wonderful.
sure.
So he does some volunteering with me when he can. He's got a busy job, but he tries to do as much as he can, and he's extremely supportive. So I am very fortunate. That's
That's
very
good.
good.
Yeah,
It's
that's a
very
good
important.
place. That's a
It's,
yeah, I think I read in your bio that he's a plastic surgeon?
he is.
That's
Yes.
wonderful. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's great. So, the night comes, you've done all of this work, you've got your platform, you've, learning how to, perform and all these kinds of things. The night come,
Mm-hmm.
it's down to the second where they haven't announced yet. Are you just inside your head thinking, it's me, or is it more of, if it's okay, it's not me, I'm okay. What's the kind of the narrative in your head?
Whatever's meant for me will never escape me.
I love it.
So that
So you were
is,
calm.
I was calm. I pray for strength. I pray
Sure.
for calm. I pray for whatever's meant to be will be, and it won't escape me. Um, so that being said, of course, I'm shaking as well. I'm shaking. I'm
The human
hoping
side kicks
all
in.
of, yes, yes. I mean, it's a mix of all of that, right? So it was so exciting, and gosh, I wish I could relive it. I
So the
do relive
moment
it. I
comes,
do
I was
relive
going to
it.
say, the moment comes, they say your name. You
Yeah.
hear your name. Or is it
Y-
processing? Are you like, is it registering? Like, what's happening?
All I'm thinking is, gosh, I want to cry tears of joy. Don't do it. Don't
Mm,
cry tears of joy, because then you have that crying face, and the photographer's like right there. So you're just like, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And you're just like, you're kind of in this overthanking mode. Oh my gosh, thank you for seeing me. And you're kind of looking at your judges, you're looking at the audience. I just became like just very, very thankful, and just trying not to cry so that I don't have like 50 pictures of me like covering my face or something.
sure,
So
sure.
just
Wiping the tear.
just that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, I was crying a little bit. I was elated. I was so happy. I was trying to find my husband right after the pageant, because he was filming the pageant,
Sure,
filming
sure.
me in the pageant. And I couldn't find him for a while. And I was like, oh my gosh, I just need to find Steve. And he was like putting his camera equipment together very quickly, because they had to kind of move out of this certain area. And I'm like, where's our husband? But yeah, I eventually found him, and we just kind of looked at each other and just kind of cried a little bit.
Yeah,
That was like the
yeah.
first time when you see your person, you're just
Kind of overtaken. Yeah, for sure. So then you're crowned, and now you have this year, right? You have a full
right.
year to promote your platform.
You
What's one of
do.
the first events that you did to sort of kick this off and bring an awareness to what you're doing?
Luckily, I had events no matter what the outcome was for the pageant. I made sure that I had events, and that I was going to keep, cruising, being Melissa Ann Locke or Melissa Ann Locke, Mrs. California. That was still going to happen regardless. So I had events to go to
So you had a
for,
plan
I
regardless
had a
of the
plan.
sash. Got it.
Absolutely.
Got it.
Regardless of outcome, that's also something really important too. Regardless of outcome, you still go for it. You still plan, you still, yes, that's what I've had to learn too. Regardless of what happens, you have to keep moving forward. So I had things planned. I
So
had
the title
events.
was just a extra cherry on top. You are
Oh,
committed to do.
absolutely.
I love that. I love that.
Yes.
That's
It
great.
opened doors. I was able to say, not only introduce myself as my name, I was able to put Mrs. California, United States. And that's a huge honor and a huge title. And I felt the not the weight of it because it's not like it weighs you down. It elevates you. So I felt the elevation of that immediately and just brought that into everything I was doing. Everything I was doing. I brought it into the office. I work with my husband at his plastic surgery office and we have a couple locations and I brought, I just brought it everywhere that I was. I host fashion shows. I brought it to the fashion shows.
Hmm.
I'm working on my platform. I have food events, a lot of food events that we have giveaways and pilot programs with different cities and counties now. So I brought my session. So and we already have events as couples and everything. And Steve has philanthropies that he's involved in and different charities, and we're already doing all of that. So it was just, you know, I brought Mrs. California
Along for
along.
the ride. Yeah, I love that. I love that. And then so talk a little bit about the newest foundation that you've created in OC. I think you
Oh,
told me it's not new. Did I
oh,
misspeak?
yes.
Oh,
Yes. No.
yes.
Mhm.
Tree of New America, right?
Yes.
And so this is a pretty big kind of what do you call it? Like drive that you've made this. What do you hope to bring with this?
So it's a nonprofit. So we feed, I think, almost 15,000 people a month
Just in Orange County?
in Orange County. We
Wow.
have a collaborative coalition. It's Mary's Kitchen Pantry, Tree of New America, and Seeking Him Outreach. So it's three of us, three nonprofits under this umbrella. So we feed that many people in Orange
Wow.
County. That's how
Wow.
many people are, we're talking, there's a gamut, right? So we're talking families that maybe have a lot of children and they went from dual income to just one income and just need some extra help with groceries. We have that. Then we have people with transportation barriers, lost their car, uh, live in Section 8 housing, still have housing, mobile home parks. We go to them for people that have transportation problems. We will deliver food to them. And then we also get out on the streets
Yeah.
and pass out these sack lunches to, let's see, methadone clinics, outside some liquor stores. There's some spots in Santa Ana and Anaheim that need us. And yeah,
Wow.
that's a lot, right? And we have some ministries that go out and they pray over these people, and it's really powerful. It's
Yeah.
really powerful to see these ministries pray and call them brothers and sisters, and it's really powerful.
I can
So
yeah.
that's what we do. So we help a lot of people every month. We have giveaways. We have farmers market style giveaways in different locations, and we bring in a produce, a dairy, a meat, a seafood, snacks, fruit, waters, I think different beverages as well. And people just come through with, boxes or bags and they pick what they want. Yeah, we just worked with the city of Irvine last month and we have something this coming month. Big, huge. I think we've fed over 200 people in Irvine.
Wow.
Irvine,
Wow.
right?
Wow. And I don't
Um,
want to sound ignorant or sort of shocked when we talk about Orange County, but there's a stigma there when we talk about Orange County. It's very wealthy, it's very well to do, but yet there are people there that are still hurting, that are still struggling, that are not being able to get the very basic needs that they need. And here you are trying to reach those people. And I would think in some of the more dense city, like, like you said, Santa Ana, Anaheim, and those kinds of places, it's probably more prevalent, but do you see it anywhere else in the county? I'm sure you do.
Well, we just were in Irvine,
Right, right.
uh, in the city of Irvine, and everyone was an Irvine resident that we helped that day
Wow.
because we have to take information for the city to kind of have a, gauge of what's happening.
Sure, sure.
So, yeah, it's it's everywhere. It really is. It's hard to see sometimes. Other places it's easier to see. But yeah, it's a huge epidemic. Let's see. I think that there's over, just to give you a few stats, I think it's over 300,000 unhoused in the state of California, and that's like uh, it's far more than that. But those are like census people that go out and count, and it's far more than that. So that just kind of gives you an idea. I mean, it's a national problem. It's not, it's not a city or county or state problem. It's a national problem.
Mm,
People need food.
mhm.
It's a basic need. And
Yeah,
that's what we provide. We provide food. We provide hope. We provide smiles. We provide
prayer.
positivity,
Yeah,
being excited to see these people, being happy to help them,
yeah.
acts of service. That's what we provide
So
at
where
Tree of New
is
America.
yeah, so are you getting, like, donations of food? Are you getting,
We
people
do.
donating money to buy the food? Like, where's it coming from?
We do. Both. Both. We have to have relationships with food distributors, Ralph's, Food for Less, Kroger. You have to establish relationships so that you can get to the food. Uh, it's now against the law to just throw food away when it's kind of almost expired. So you you'll get a phone call from, let's say, Kroger, Food for Less. We have, a bunch of Brussels sprouts and Tangelos. You want to come by and pick them up. And it's fairly competitive. You have to get there quickly.
Mm,
There's a lot of food pantries that, want those relationships and what have you. It's quite competitive. And you just have to establish those relationships, just like everything. Just
yeah,
like everything. Um, so we've worked on that, and we've worked with some city council men and women and creating awareness, and with different cities and now different counties. So
yeah,
we're
slowly
moving.
yeah.
Yeah, we're
So
we're climbing.
where do you hope that Tree of New America, like, are you hoping to expand, over many states or many cities? Are you hoping to get it out of Orange County and go bigger? Is that what the plan is?
I mean, I would love for that, but I think right now, just working on getting more resources is very important to us. And then once you get the resources, you can go, as big as you want. So I think really just, continuing developing relationships with food distributors, getting donations, and working with the city council people, everything that we're doing, just we're building, we're building, we're getting better and better and better. We just were nominated for OC 100 Women Who Care. Let's see, OC 100 Women That Care. Sorry,
I
it's
got you.
kind of my
Okay.
hand. And we just were nominated for we were just nominated to present our nonprofit to their next meeting for potential donations. So we're really thrilled with that. So
Yeah, that's
exposure,
big.
yeah, exposure is very important to us, and digital footprint's important, and we've got that going on. So, uh, yes, we're moving.
That's amazing. So
Thank you.
are you close to the end of your reign? I don't know what the
I
how
am. June 14th, I'll have to, the next Mrs. California will be crowned. So I will be really sad, but it's time, and it's time for someone else to have this wonderful opportunity, and I can't wait to see who that is and what they're going to do with it, because
Well,
it's a special, very
yeah.
special thing.
Will you stay involved in like coaching or helping other women,
I
that
believe
kind of stuff?
so. I believe so. I've learned so much. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I believe so.
That's neat. That's neat. Okay, so besides then the nonprofit and the end of your reign, is there anything coming down the pipeline that you're also working on that you want to share?
There's a lot of irons in the fire, but my husband and I, we are working on a medical docu-series about his work. So that's really exciting. So we've been
Yes.
working on that for a little bit now, and so uh yeah, that
I'm
would be
excited.
something.
I don't know. Was it not supposed to be talked about? Did you just announce it? I'm so excited it was announced on the podcast.
Yes, yes. I We haven't really announced anything about it. We've just been working behind the scenes. So yeah, it's very exciting. We're very excited, and it's going to be a great kind of a transformational show and what have you. So
Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. So
mhm.
any words left that you'd like to share with the audience to just sort of let them know, maybe a personal point from you or just give them something that
Mhm.
you'd like to share with them?
I have a great life hack, and I do it myself. I believe that uh, this is one of the best life hacks that I have right now. So I tell myself in the morning, I look at myself in the mirror and I tell myself I love myself 3 times. And I do that before I go to bed at night too. Try it for a week. And I'm telling you, it will change your life. Y- it's very good.
I love that. Just another positive affirmation, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then of course sharing just to keep trying, right? Don't quit. Don't give
Oh,
up if right? I mean, that's
don't give up, because the next try you could be Mrs. California,
yeah.
or
That's a
eh, whatever it is, right?
yeah,
So
right.
absolutely, it's really hard to beat someone that doesn't give up.
Right.
So remember that. I had a
Anything is possible, right? Anything is possible.
It's all mindset. It's all what you tell yourself. It's all up to you. It's an inside job. It's no one else's. It's an inside job. It's you and up here.
Yeah.
And dance as much as you can, because getting out of up here into your body, move your body.
Yes.
It's so important. It gets your endorphins, your dopamine. Very good.
Yeah, yeah. And I think, we talk about all the time your interrelationship you have with yourself is so, you're only in competition with yourself. If you're out there in competition with the perfect Instagrams or the perfect TikToks or whatever is happening, you're using that as negativity. It's not going to help you. But if you have a good relationship with yourself, if you're trying to be in your mind and, give yourself these positive affirmations, that is going to build into something, whatever that may be. I think a lot of times, especially as women, we're so hard on ourselves, right? We're so quick to just criticize ourselves and just, tear
Mm.
ourselves down. We don't need the rest of the world doing it. We do a lot of that on our own, right? So just
Right.
having that positive, you know, mindset, right? Of just
Mhm.
affirmations and tell yourself, well, like you said, I love you said I'm in love with me or you said I love myself. Which one is I forget.
Just you look in the mirror and you just say, "I love you. I love
Mm,
you, Melissa. I love you, Sarah."
yeah, yeah.
And you will start loving yourself at a deeper level,
I love that. I love that.
because your body hears you.
Yeah. And then
So
really quick, you were talking about the movement piece of dance, and we go into that on the other podcast with
I know.
Valerie, which is great. But I think there's a common denominator and a parallel line that is transformative in a lot of my episodes, and that is how important movement is, right?
Mm.
And when you add that dance piece, that music piece, then that is triggering stuff in your brain. But just that movement piece, right? Where we're we're not sedentary. We're moving our body, whether it's gardening, whether it's walking, whatever that looks like, putting that effort into just movement. There's so much to be said there.
Absolutely. I mean, just, yeah, our bodies are meant to move. I don't care what age you are. I don't care if you're 80, 90, 100. Uh, our bodies were given to us by God to move. So you have to move them. You have to. It will make you feel better in your mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get
Yeah.
everything moving.
That's right. I love it. Well, Melissa, this has been absolutely such a treat. I'm so glad we connected. I look forward to seeing your journey and what you're going to be, getting out and putting out there. And thank you so much for being a guest on Everything's Messy.
Gosh, thank you so much, Sarah. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It's so important to me.
I
Thank
love
you.
it. Thank you. All right. That wraps it up for Everything's Messy podcast for this episode. And as always, keep it messy. Thanks for listening to Everything's Messy podcast. Whew, if you made it this far, give yourself a gold star or at least a nap. Honestly, if you showed up today and you were listening, you've already crushed it. I'm so grateful for you listening. If anything hit home, share it, tag me, write it on a sticky note. I don't care. Just don't keep all of this messy goodness to yourself. You can find me on Instagram at Everything's Messy Wellness or over at my website, everythingsmessywellness.com, where I've got resources, coaching, and probably a new rant about blood sugar or something that's just nonsense. It's all waiting for you. Check out my YouTube channel. I've got all of my podcast episodes up there. And I'm on X at Everything's Mess. Or if you just want to send me an email, Sarah at everythingsmessywellness.com. Look, until next time, hydrate, take no crap, and as always, keep it messy.